Na, na. Just going to say I am going live. And there we go. Just click you right over there. Alright. Well, today we have a new update out. And we have a new main story quest out, so let's get right into that. And judging by the looks of, like, the preview image, it's gonna be some heavy story. Where are you? Bedtime story. Oh, back to Sumeru. Been a while since we've been back here. What, like an entire year? Oh my god. I'm gonna run into that new character. Oh, Catherine.
Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job.
She sounds a little bit different.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon class commission, right?
Never heard of that classification before.
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as what you're expecting. All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Well, we've been looking this entire game, so I don't think we're that great at it.
Huh? Then why did you say we were the only ones for the job?
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long ago. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers.
I kind of assume if you've, like, had that many attempts that the person you're looking for probably isn't with us anymore.
With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years.
Okay, I do complete like 4 missions a day, so I can understand why you think I have such a high success rate.
Well, that's us for sure.
Flattery will get you everywhere with Paimon.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot. If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission.
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village. They say one of their own villagers has gone missing. But the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name. They can only provide information about his general appearance.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this missing villager doesn't exist at all. Could it be some sort of a prank or something?
The missing villager was the friends we found along the way. There, I said
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their appearance and tone of voice, they seemed incredibly sincere. It certainly didn't seem like a joke to them. Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry out.
it. Sure, it would be a little strange.
It would probably be best to go to Vimara Village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand, but I would say anything you can learn directly from the villagers would be far more reliable.
Alright then, let's go! I'm starting to get really curious about this whole thing.
Vimara. Have we been there before? I remember I think it's called Aru that we've been to before? Vimara. Oh, right. Man, I'm stupid. We haven't been there in a long time, though. We haven't really had much of a reason to come back that much either.
We made it to Vamara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy? If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, we're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
Hey, man.
Hello there. You looking to buy something? I do business in this area.
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine sent us to look into a commission here in Vamara Village.
Ah, so you're here about that then. Ah, you're not the first, that's for sure. We've certainly made a lot of trouble for you all. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to show for their efforts. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues. But no one has been able to make any headway.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live? Does he have any relatives?
I don't know. I really have no clue. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Guess you are really sick of answering questions.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions.
Like collective amnesia, I guess? Or somebody mess with Erminsel? So those three questions are no-go then. Is there anything else you can tell us?
I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together, you know? We just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but that information is long gone by now. At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all exchanged what we know, and that was the only logical conclusion.
All right. Specifics aside then, what kind of person was he?
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind sort of person, always willing to lend a helping hand.
It's almost like a definite age we've gotten before.
I chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion. Very interesting guy, that one.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before. Seems like he left a pretty good impression on you.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. We wouldn't have issued that commission otherwise. There aren't many young people like him nowadays. So genuine and pure. To think that he just up and disappeared one day.
Could he have just moved away without telling anyone?
He just ghosted. He left everyone just... no words, no goodbyes.
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single person in the village, there's no way he would have been able to manage that.
Could he be that new character that they introduced? I haven't seen the trailer, so I don't know his story, but I think he's more of the new character that they added, the 4-star. I think he's more of like someone in Sino's story. So it probably can't be him. Maybe.
Huh. Alright, thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some more.
Hope it doesn't look too weird when I take a drink of water. Oh, that's kind of weird. The icon for that changed. Radish and cabbage.
It's that guests I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case is in good hands.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty.
there's like just really no descriptors. Like, what does he look like? What is his eye color? What is his hair color? What was he wearing? What was like? How tall is he? Was he missing an arm? Was he like something? Does he have a hook for a hand? That's another thing. What does he wear shoes? Like something to go off of. Oops. Is it because of, might be because of the glare.
I don't think his parents are still living in the village, but somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others. He would often take time to visit the elderly or play with the orphans in the village. And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. He always knew just what to say. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping villagers navigate difficult moments in their lives should have been one of my responsibilities, but he was often the one rising to the occasion.
So he seems like a pretty good guy.
He seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance affected you all so much. But, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address, or family situation, right?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how hard I try to remember, the information just doesn't come. Perhaps my age really has caught up with me this time.
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try and remember. We'll figure something out.
It's a big fish.
Well, Traveler, what do you think?
There's probably more to this case that meets the eye. A lot of things are not adding up.
I think so too. Like, the name thing. It's so weird that no one remembers his name.
I honestly think it's weird that nobody remembers what he looks like. Because, like, when you think of a person, you at least, like, does he wear a hat? Does he wear clothes? Does he have a jacket?
And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased from reality or something.
That's why I'm thinking it has to do something with Irminsul. Because the only other person to do that was Wanderer. I'd like to say it's more like he's someone who only exists in people's memories.
Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to begin with?
Well, this is just an assumption. But since this quest is named after dreams, I'm wondering if it has to do with that whole thing where, like, let's say you have a dream, there's somebody in that dream, you talk to that person, you practically have, like, your entire, like, a whole life with this person, and, like, a whole bunch of experiences, but at the end of the day, you're not going to remember everything from that dream, just a feeling. You're going to remember those feelings that you had. You're not going to remember a name, because, like, in your mind, you just said this thing, and that was the name. It doesn't matter if it was even coherent, it doesn't matter what language it was. It's just like a sound or something you've come to know as this person's name. Even like picturing a word or picturing a symbol, that's what you fear is their name. But at the end of the day, it's not something that's going to go back with you into like the waking world. But you'll still always have those feelings that you had. Maybe you have like this one image, but it's not entirely clear too. So maybe something like that. Dreams, the waking worlds, maybe people just have a collective dream.
Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists in people's memories?
Could it be like what happened with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? Like some sort of mass alteration of people's memories? Yeah, that's my second Like, one of my guesses, too.
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the Vamara Village Commission?
Yeah.
Yep, sure are. We were just looking into the case.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. I've been so worried the Adventurers Guild might cancel our commission.
Wait, question. Are Lumine's sleeves actually connected to her dress? Because I haven't thought about it until now. Or are they just, like, sleeves?
My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vamara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing villager. I'm begging you. You have to find him.
We'll try our best.
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close to the missing villager? Are there any leads you can give us?
Yeah, they're just, like, tied on. She does not have connecting sleeves. This is just, like, this is one piece. This is kind of like a collar, or like a why can't I remember the name for it? Scarf. Almost like a scarf. And then there are these sleeve things that are like gloves. Glove, gauntlets, and then rest of cloth. Sometimes clothes are a little bit nonsensical in these kinds of games. They just look cool, which it does.
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me. There's a place I'd like to show you.
Like, even if it was supposed to be connected, like, even the littlest bit, it would still look kind of weird. Especially, like, if you're hanging it up somewhere, because then it's just like, okay, you have the main dress, and then you have these two dangly sleeves that are connected by, like, one bit of fabric. I wonder what Hara fruit tastes like. Hey, Sempter Beast. I'm pretty sure that's what you're called.
Is this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. It's so full of memories.
The Tree of
We
Memories.
used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky, or stop to feel the wind against our skin. We could sit there for hours at a time, never realizing how long it had been.
Dang.
I was actually adopted by the people of Vamara Village. The forest rangers found me in the woods as a child. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively. Still, there were times when I couldn't help but feel incredibly alone.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody. But for the longest time, I didn't know who I could talk to, or if I should say anything at all. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become a burden.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Really? You know exactly how I feel?
I used to have someone like that, a family member that I could talk to no matter what. But now I have a lot of friends who understand me and would be happy to hear me out.
Wow, that sounds really
Well, yeah,
nice.
we always have Paimon.
You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well, I guess you could say that
Oh,
to me.
what? Oh.
He felt like both a family member I could rely on and a friend who could really understand me.
I just noticed the two kids in the tree. Like, they're not moving. Are they actually there?
No matter what came my
What?
way, I knew I could always talk to him. He was so thoughtful and pure, and patient too. Whenever I talked to him, he would always seem so interested, as if the things I was describing were just as important to him as they were to me. Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to tell him.
Excuse me.
No,
Okay, I'll stop.
none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Wow. You two must have been really close. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well.
Matt, you should have seen this frog the other day. It was blue. It was blue. It was a tiny little frog. It was just a little friend. I feel like he's talking about stuff like that.
Oh, right. I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore. I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and I didn't want to pry.
Still not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't more help.
Well, don't say that.
The last time I talked this much in one go was when we were still together. Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now.
Forgot to put my phone on silent. But there we go.
Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler?
It's always the same time of day, and time never seemed to pass. Based on what we've learned, this is definitely not a regular missing persons case. What Atasa just said, or what Atasa just told us about time, could be the key to unraveling this whole mystery. So that's... Oh. Hey, Elytrals.
Hey, look at those hilly over there. Doesn't it seem like they're acting a little strange?
It's an Abyss Mage.
The Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this?
Swoosh.
Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get ready to fight!
Skyward! Scatter!
Shoot some space.
Shine down! Torn to oblivion!
I have no Hydro right now.
Overruled!
Oh, but you'll do fine.
Illusion shattered! Now you shall perish!
So many Pyro Abyss Mages. Please stop. I can't take care of you fast enough.
Everlasting as the moon!
Ooh, nice.
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show up. If you hadn't been here, I'm not sure what I would have done.
If it had not been for you, I would now be in someone's digestion.
It was no trouble.
The question we should be asking now is, what is the Abyss Order doing around here?
Now that I think about it, the hilly trolls around Vilmara village have been a lot more active lately. They seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow the children to play in the area around the village anymore.
Maybe the Abyss Order really is involved. Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vimara Village just in case. If the Abyss Order is plotting something that could spell trouble for the villagers. Wait a second. The person... It's Dainsleif!
I guess it could be Dainsleif? No, not really.
Ah, it's you two.
What's up, my man?
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then. I should head back to the village and check up on Chief Amadea and the others anyway. Hmm, see you later.
Anytime you see Dainsleif, you know that there's going to be some big lore drops.
Yep, see you later, Atosa! Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
Yes.
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Considering what happens with his portals, like, or the portals he jumps into, he just kind of jumps around.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were fighting just now.
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose?
We're also on their tail, but I'll admit we ran into them on accident.
No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now that there's something strange about this place. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area. Or worse, their plan could already be in motion.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the hilly trail activity in the area?
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased hilichurl activity is merely a byproduct of whatever it is they're really trying to accomplish.
Still, the hilichurl activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here. We should stick around for a while and protect the village, don't you think?
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy.
Well, let's see what more we can learn from the villagers.
And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything from you. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk.
Oh yeah, you have a lot of explaining to do after the last time we met.
Ah. So that was the commission that brought you here to Vimara village. Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a simple missing persons case on your hands. However, any possible connection to the Abyss Order is still unclear. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity. And that is certainly not much to go off of.
How about the intel you promised me?
Right! That mysterious voice she heard in her brother's memory. The one who called himself a sinner. Who is he?
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you?
I wouldn't say he did. I think he genuinely believes what he's doing is right.
I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still haven't figured out the whole truth of what happened. There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different.
Plus, he could be just...
He and his fellow sinners have long betrayed me, and long betrayed their nation.
He could be being guided by somebody else with ulterior motive.
His name is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary.
Vedrfolnir.
I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Your brother?
What happened between the two of you?
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Kanya, the wise Roptatir, the
Roptatir.
visionary Vedrfolnir, Gold,
Rhindaughter, really?
the foul Sertologi,
Like the foul legacy.
and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir.
Okay, so Sertologi is either because I'm putting things together. Rhindaughter is the one that made Albedo. The foul, I believe, is the person who, not in the same family, but maybe the master of, like, the one that trained Skirk, who then trained Child. I don't recognize Rasher of the Solnari Rerir or Herop... Heroptatir? Then we're learning about Vildafanir.
No matter how eroded my memory
Vitterfulnir.
may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhine is the one who created
Yeah.
Sertology is Skirk's master.
I got it right.
And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vettifolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clothar to create the Abyss Order was him.
Somehow everything is connected. If that's true, then the stone slates that we found in the ruin in Fontaine, the ones that outlined Fontaine's prophecy, that was likely Vitterfolnir's doing as well.
They were once people of great esteem in Canria. Those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing to rock the foundation of the world.
The Vinster King.
Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power. And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy, and for that, they shall never have my forgiveness.
And then my sibling came into contact with your brother.
Indeed. If they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world.
It must be hard to talk about all of this, but thank you for telling me.
Of course. As I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched.
The Loom of... I feel like you talked about this before.
By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
That's what it looked like?
Oh,
Looked like?
remembers? Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osial and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then, what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable.
We did see, like, memories of people when the ley lines weren't stable in Inazuma. It's like the ghost of... It's like an after image, basically.
My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
So memory... Jeez. So maybe the person that the people remember is a memory from a ley line. And one of the things that flows through the ley lines are memories.
Wait, then our commission here in Vimara Village, the person who seems to exist only in people's memories, could it be connected?
Memories, ley lines, Loom of Fate. The missing person that doesn't seem to exist. Excuse me. What's the connection between all of this?
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key to unraveling these mysteries.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further away tomorrow.
Whoa. Time moving a little bit faster at a different angle.
Oh, so tired. Paimon used way too much brain juice yesterday. It's all Dane's fault saying all that complicated stuff.
And sleep will either. My head's a mess.
Well, let's go find Dane. We've got a lot to do today.
Hey, IFM?
Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here?
Does he even sleep, I wonder?
Did something happen?
What's wrong, Dane? Oops.
The missing person from your commission. Could you describe them to me?
See, that's the problem, though. Nobody else could describe them to me. And that's why we're here.
Oh, young guy? Early 20s? Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before. Memories of him.
Maybe we just talked too much about him yesterday?
No, it wasn't a dream. They're memories. Memories that suddenly appeared in my mind after I woke up. And I'm certain I've never met this person before.
Well, what exactly did you remember?
I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
Duh?
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then.
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
How is that even possible?
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him, could they be fake too? Maybe they never knew him at all. But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped searching for it. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with my mind in some way.
Is the eye still safe? What if that memory is real?
Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the eye, I would say an equal level of caution is in order on our part. Come with me. We must check whether the eye is still in our possession.
Oh, so you're going to take us to where you hid it?
But what if someone follows us? If we're going straight there and someone is on our tail, aren't we just exposing the eye's location? Maybe that's the reason the Abyss Order implanted that memory in the first place. To force Dane to confirm the eye's location. Kinda get him in that, anxious mood to go check. And because he goes to check, he then reveals where it is. Given what I know of him, though, I'm sure Dane already has some thought of that possibility. Seems like he might already have a plan.
Of course.
Okay, see, I have no reason to believe this, and because Dainsliff doesn't recognize who we're looking for, that just means that, whatever I was assuming before, most likely isn't most likely isn't the person who I thought it was gonna be. But for a while I thought maybe for some reason it could have been Aether. The memory of Aether. But that also doesn't make sense, because that would have had to have been somebody that Dainsliff remembered. Out of everybody, Dainsliff remembers Aether. Alright, where are we going now? Did he hide it? I almost thought he put it in the chasm. It's not too far off from it though. I'll go collect my commission though.
My eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see.
Ad Astra. Thank you for Ad Astra.
Okay, so up we go. Up and over.
Yeah! Scatter! Skyward!
Huh. I don't remember if I've been here before. Could just be like an added thing.
So you hid it way out here? Not an easy place to discover, that's for sure. Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Oh, we were 100% followed.
Traveler, wait.
What's up?
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
What was Stain gonna tell me just now? Look, something's happening with his memory. Paimon, you good?
Hey, wait up!
So just an assumption, I wonder if Dainsleif would be a pyro user then. It's got blue flame. Place of Revelations. Wait, I want to read that. Dane brings you to where he hid the eye, quote unquote, before. As you continue onward, the answers will soon be revealed. But when you step within, there seems to be something strange going on with Dane. Let me switch to a different cast of characters. Whoa. Just some enemies.
There is no escape!
Some mushrooms.
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
Ooh, treasure. A ruin guard / field tiller.
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism.
Okay. Oops, hold on. Gotta cycle back through this again.
Ah, the door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Just double checking. Okay. Oh. You actually see the shrine here. You almost never see them in the domains anymore. Also, it's a little bit different color if I remember right. They used to be green. Mostly green. Wait, isn't it supposed to heal me a little bit? I'll heal myself.
More speed.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the abyss.
Ah,
The Abyss Order! They're here!
one of you guys.
Shine down. Crush.
Witness to Destiny's interception, Vanguard of the Newborn Fate.
Committed to memory.
I'm not too sure how we would know that name, but...
Shudder. Torn to oblivion.
May I present?
Beg for mercy.
Quickly through.
There is no escape.
Grow, grow, grow.
Shine down.
Memories that should not
Just as
exist.
I suspected. The false memories were a trap. The Abyss Order just wanted to follow us here.
I thought you knew that.
Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have a chance to see.
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the ley lines. It must be the work of the Abyss.
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Wyman doesn't feel it.
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place.
Leave you here on your own? Will you be alright?
The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have the opportunity to locate the missing villager.
Oh,
Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer.
alright. Ah, that's what he meant. Dan does have a point. Something feels off. What am I missing? Alright, where are you? Yep, there you are, Aether.
I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
You risked your safety, and that of the Eye. That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
Yeah, there's no way he would have opened the way here if he wasn't trying to get you in here.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone. I know you must have a lot to say. But if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
Damn, you could see, like, the unease in his eyes. Just, like, remembering everything he went through with him before. Because those two traveled around for
The Abyss Order's on the move.
quite a while.
The ley lines are all out of whack.
Oh, shoot.
We better hurry back to Vimara Village and see what's going on.
We're gonna hold it for... Oh, we in... Last time this happened, it was like a Samsara.
Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago? Why are they so calm all of a sudden?
God, I didn't know they were chill like that. Wait, I hear something.
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy.
Darn thing, hold on. Okay.
Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? What was that sound just now?
You heard it too, Paimon?
It sounded so gentle. Could that voice be comforting the hilly trails in some way? Oh, this is weird. Let's check if this is happening anywhere else.
I don't want to take their apples. Besides, I have a ton of apples. Some more hilichurls. These ones have hara fruit and a zeytin peach.
Looks like the
And
same
more
thing is
hilichurls.
happening over here too. The hilly trails are calm.
You see, We're both still here. We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer need to hold back your sorrow.
It's that voice again. Yeah, they're just kind of hanging out.
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered softly, "Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people."
Yeah, this sounds like a bedtime story.
When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no more.
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story. Well, now that the Hilly Trolls have calmed down, Vimara Village should be safe at least. Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing villager, so we should head back to Vimara Village before it's too late.
Here, I thought I could teleport. Okay, so there are people here. Hey, Aurelius. I'm guessing it's just the same lines he has any other time I speak to him. Zadith. Or Zadith. Hey, Amadea.
Grandpa Amadea, is everyone alright? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
The Abyss Order? This is the first I'm hearing of. Thank you for your concern. But as far as I'm aware, it's been business as usual here in the village.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager while we were gone, did you?
Someone's gone missing, you say? Who would that be?
Huh?
Your memory's gone missing of the memory that went missing. Things just got even more complicated.
You know, the young guy from Vimara Village. The one you've been looking for all this time. You posted a commission with the Sumeru Adventurers Guild. That's kind of the whole reason we're here, actually. Your missing persons commission.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm not worrying you too much. I'm sure it's just my age making me forgetful again. At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever it is you're referring to. Perhaps you should try asking someone else.
But how is that? All right. Thanks for your help, Grandpa Amadea. Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Amadea about the missing villager. There's no way he could have forgotten all about him just like that. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again?
We should check with the others
You're
first.
right. We should narrow down the possibilities first. Let's go ask someone else then.
More speed.
Someone's gone missing? Who?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? The one you always used to chat with. He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm-hearted person?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Really? You remember?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's what I said, then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone missing?
Have you seen him recently? Do you know where he went?
Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They couldn't have gone far.
It's that girl, huh?
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before he went missing?
It would feel a lot more complicated if we're dealing with time travel, like in this one instance. I doubt returning to the past would be that simple. Given everything Dane mentioned about disturbances with ley lines, I'd say it's far more likely this is related to the memories in some way. I need to think carefully what's really going on.
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, no one remembers him, because there's been a change in people's memories. If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing. If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
Or a dream.
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's memory. Just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time
Yes,
before he went missing.
that was my conclusion. If we really are in someone's memory, then this is our chance to find him.
Right. If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally on the same turf. But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Where should we go look for him?
Although, we're both in the memory this time. Last time it was just me. I don't remember Paimon being there.
Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have that much time, and we don't even know whose memory this is.
Let's go through what we know so far.
Good idea. That'll help us narrow things down. We pretty much figured out that the missing villager
The story
has the
so
ability
far.
to...
Implant memories into the minds of others.
Right! That! Can we try to figure out more about him using what we know of his ability? Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
Implanting memories into the minds of others must be an imperfect process. There's no way the new memories could perfectly blend in with the old ones. There has to be some kind of tell, some kind of a contradiction. Time does not pass in the false memories. That's what I remember.
If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. That would make it much harder to avoid suspicion.
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That must mean time isn't passing! That's the tell of the fake memories! The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off.
They take place during the dark hour. That's time to climb Tartarus.
Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
If we consider this conjunction with what we already know, then the question of whose memory this is seems to have an obvious answer. Dainsleif, Atasa, or Amadia.
The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described.
I think it would have to be Atasa then.
Oh, right! That's exactly what Atosa described!
Or Tosa.
Oh, come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk. Just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely Atosa's memory.
Let's go to the tree.
Yeah, that's where they'll be.
I still remember those, like, two kids in the tree.
More speed.
They were just kind of hanging out there for like 1 second. Whoa, now.
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. Do you maybe have anything you want to share? It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk about what you think of me?
Okay, so he's Conrian then.
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and
Absolutely
thoughtful young
Conrian.
woman. You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Oh, she's smitten with him though.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
We finally found him, but why does he look kind of familiar?
Oh, right. This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet.
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me. So, I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atosa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
So you've been expecting us?
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village then. Talk to you some other time.
She really wants to say it to him. The way she just kind of lingered with those words.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
You're... Oh, is it really him? Could it be him? I thought he was younger? No. That one from, like, the memory. Maybe? Yeah, Kari Bear.
Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the loom of fate. You're Kari Bear Alberic.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw the me from back then.
So he was a kid back then. But you're older now.
This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her, but I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk.
Conran, maybe? I cannot read that. I've never seen this screen before, too. No, wait, let me just... I don't think we have, like, a way to decode that yet, but I'm just gonna hold on to it. The proof of existence. Oh, I can't even jump. Oh. This kind of reminds me of the floor when we were in Mona's dream. And, like, Fischl's dream. And then, like, the floor when we fight the big whale. Could just be that it looks, like, pretty and, like, star-like. Could be reading too much into it. The tree. What is this place?
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world, after all. as you well know.
You look quite exhausted.
It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this, and now the time has finally arrived.
This is a rare opportunity for me as well. I should try to learn as much information from Kari Bear as I can. What exactly is the Loom of Fate?
Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the Loom of Fate. But despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the Loom of Fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction. In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the Loom of Fate.
Kari Bear is dead. That's why he no longer exists outside of people's memories.
As for your question, the Loom of Fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines.
Weaving ley lines?
In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories. But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world.
So that was the source of your ability to implant memories.
Yes. I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life.
So the memories that suddenly appeared in Dane's mind were implanted by Kari Bear through the half-finished Loom of Fate. That makes sense, but I'm still lost as to why he went so far as to introduce himself to all the residents of Vimera Village. But why did you implant the memories of yourself?
That. I was wrong to implant those memories. I'm sorry I caused so much trouble. Not only for everyone in the village, but for you as well. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world.
Well, people often say, the final death is when there's no one around who's left to remember you. And then if you ever played Kingdom Hearts, that's, the main reason why Axel says got it memorized. Because if at least one more person remembers you, then you're pretty much eternal.
As if I had a chance at life.
If there's no record of you ever existing, did you ever exist to begin with? So that's why I would never have guessed. But is there any kind of meaning to this? Does only existing in people's memories really count as living?
I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so meaningless? But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me. Chief Amadia, Ram, Granny Jahiat, Atosa.
Damn. Oh, so they were like little dolls. That's cute.
What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life. Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid. After all, my life ended a long time ago. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
Dang. In the end, this all stems from the tragedy that occurred in Conria back then. You know, everyone is looking for you.
I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. But, well, that's not possible for me.
As I understand it, even though you only appeared in their memories, your existence has had a great... Well, your existence was a great comfort to them. They all believe you once lived among them.
I know.
Well, now that I've found you, let's continue the conversation some other time. Dane might still need my help.
Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end.
Settled?
Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing. The Loom of Fate has already been completed.
Oh. The Eye of the First Tiller. The Loom of Fate is already complete? That means the Eye of the First Field Tiller must have fallen into the hands of the Abyss. Could something have happened to Dane? Something about the because he said there was like an implanted memory of him handing the eye to somebody. So I guess it was just like, was he influenced or like was he convinced?
No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he?
Yeah, that probably would be the best place to put it.
His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the prince. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan.
But Dane never handed me the eye.
That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already.
Oh. Wait, does that mean he gave Dane a false memory? You made him think that? When?
Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait.
Right, he did, like, pause.
No time to lose. Let's head inside.
Yeah, he was acting really weird. Almost irrational. So when Dane froze up back then, it was because a false memory is being implanted in his mind. No wonder.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye.
So Dane had the eye this whole time, until the Abyss Order took it away. I'm not sure there's anything we could have done. Now that the Loom of Fate is complete, what are you planning to do with it?
I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what the Prince is planning. Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, has been achieved.
Your goal?
You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your sibling's memory, after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my Hilichurl form. I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish.
Especially when you saw your face.
To comfort me, my father told me a story. That this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster. That story managed to dispel my fears. Even if just for a moment. My goal was simple. To use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form. When its ability to create memories was at its strongest, to implant a specific memory into the minds of the Hillagirls. In that memory, I would tell them a story. Just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales and love. But more than anything, it was the story of us.
You wanted to comfort them? So the thing that caused the Hillagirls to calm down back when back then was Cartibear's story. So that was his goal. That was the only thing he wanted. He had a device as powerful as the Loom of Fate at his disposal, and all he wanted to do with it was to offer the Hillagirls a moment of comfort and peace.
I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer.
Perhaps. I think it was very meaningful indeed.
All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. My goal was the one thing that allowed me to hold on all this time. But now, the bedtime story is finished. And it's finally time to rest.
Oh, cutscene.
Looks like I was too late to see Cartibear one last time.
Aether. Oh shoot. Don't do this to me now.
Cartibear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible.
Oh man.
Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation?
I'm not crying, you're crying. Just a little bit.
The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I almost can't even believe it's real.
That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me.
No, I can believe it. You can't spend that much time with someone and not, like, question things.
Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
What exactly are you planning?
The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time before the heavenly principles awaken.
The heavenly principles are still asleep?
Yes. For 500 years now. Ever since the cataclysm in Conria, There's been no sign of activity.
Well, considering Nahida thought that destroying a Gnosis could awaken them, I guess they are still asleep.
Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne, yes?
Oh. Does that count?
Such a flagrant disregard for the rules. And still Celestia took no action.
Yeah.
I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation. However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it.
You really hate the Heavenly Principles, don't you? Well, you should too, Lumine. Like, it's the unknown god, I'm pretty sure.
You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful, even as a hilly churl. Seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it.
Damn.
So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist?
The one who turned him into a hilly churl, I assume.
Of course. That's only one example. My feelings about the Heavenly Principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words. Lumine?
You haven't really said much right now,
You're
Lumine.
the only one in this world who calls me that.
Yeah.
There's so much I wanted to ask you. But for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now.
I think this is like the first time someone's actually called the Traveler Lumine. Or Aether, if that's what you're doing right now.
There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end.
Oh. God, I haven't thought about that in the longest time, actually. That was something that was in one of those, one of those trailers. Like, don't seek out the trailer if you really don't want to get something spoiled, but wow. It doesn't really spoil a whole lot, but you'll see like the outline, basically.
Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me?
The Intivat? I think that's what it's called.
Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean?
I miss you too, Lumine. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes. Let alone my own sister.
What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our ability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here.
Oh, damn it. Really? Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Everything in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
God, the corruption. What are you saying? Wait. It's literally like the screen broke too. Oh, yeah, that's basically what happened, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Still so sleepy. Paimon's head feels all fuzzy.
What'd you dream about?
Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here. Oh, and Dane came by just now. It looked like he was injured. He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya.
He never changes, does he? I'm having trouble thinking straight right now.
Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Kari Bear. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened.
Kari Bear and I talked for a while. He told me about the Loom of Fate.
Wait, really? What a score!
I guess our commission is complete then. The missing villager, the person who only existed in people's memories, was Kari Bear all along. But now that he's gone, I'm not sure how to explain things to the villagers.
Well, what happened after that?
After that? I can't seem to remember. Maybe I'm just tired. I feel like something else happened. But why can't I remember? I'm not sure why, but it almost feels like I lost something.
Ah, there you are. Sleep well?
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. It looked like quite a happy family, apparently. And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long.
So it's like Kari Bear's parents came back to pick him up, basically. So that's how Kari Bear said his goodbyes. That was the last memory he gave to them.
Oh, and we also remembered his name, Kari Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner.
So his name now exists in reality, basically. Or their reality, at least. That is a unique name. Make sure you remember it this time.
Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is. And we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Seems like everyone thinks Kari Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now.
Kari Bear is gone, the Loom of Fate is now complete, and no one else will try to change the villagers' memories.
Paimon wonders how Atosa's doing. Maybe we should go check on her. If she hasn't remembered like everyone else, we can tell her what happened. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so she's probably at the tree. Come on, let's go talk to her.
Yeah, it probably would have hit Atosa the most. Or Tosa. I keep saying Atosa.
Oh, it's you two. I was just about to go looking for you. I wanted to thank you. I was part of the search party, so I remember what happened to Kari Bear now. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important.
Maybe he wanted you to forget him. I'm sure he wouldn't want you to forget him.
It's funny, but I have this feeling he told me the same thing. I just can't seem to remember when. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. As long as I hold on to our time together, he'll always be a part of my life.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares what happens in the future, right?
Yeah, it's getting to her pretty bad.
Okay, I'll admit. I'm just putting on a brave face. I was dumped, wasn't I?
Okay, you just outright said it.
Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying goodbye?
I'm sure he had his reasons.
You don't need to comfort me. I'll be okay. It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day. Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back. Goodbye.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now. Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with Kari Bear?
Right, what was it that happened? I can't remember. Huh? It feels like there's something in my pocket.
A picture? Where'd that come from? Let Paimon see.
Oh. You must get along with each other, the two of you. Kari Bear gave us one more gift, huh? Really was a pretty cool guy. Bedtime story. A precious group photo that has surpassed the rules somehow. Being taken by some unknown person using unknown means in a space that should no longer exist. Oh, good on you, Kari Bear. Thanks for that.
Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along.
One free wish.
I was forced to learn all of the rules.
Dang, I really like that. God.
By heart, but even I don't. Serious.
I like to take screenshots of these sometimes. But man, that's like the story, especially at the end, was just so good. Like, it's kind of hard to formulate stuff into words. Like, the beginning of it just kind of seemed like business as usual. Like, Dainsleif shows up, learn about the Abyss Orders, like, goings and comings and goings, like, we might run into Aether and all that kind of stuff. We never had, like, such a just like time to talk. Although, like, for Lumine, basically she can't remember anything that happened there. God, I want to wish on this again, but I don't have enough for a 10 pull. I'm only doing 10 pulls on this. Man. Well, considering that's the end of that, though, I think this is a pretty good place to end the stream for today. Like, that was just... that was a lot to kind of take in and process. Well, not really a whole lot, but stuff you kind of want to think about for a while. Well, anyway. I don't have much else to say or do right now, for this at least. So, until next time, I'll see you guys later.